Okay, so with a lot of people losing their jobs recently and just dealing with a lot of fluctuating circumstances, there is something that I think is valuable that I wanted to share about the Healthcare.gov health insurance marketplace. So, when you're unemployed and you don't have health insurance because COBRA is super expensive, you might be looking at the Healthcare.gov Marketplace in order to find an affordable plan. And when you input all of your information, depending on when you lost your job and what your income is and what you think your income is going to be for the rest of the year, you might qualify for a subsidy, which can turn like a $450 a month healthcare premium into just a $50 a month fee. So that might sound great and wonderful and incredibly helpful and an affordable way to make sure that you're covered while we're in a pandemic. But there is one thing that the marketplace does not make clear that people really need to know. And that is that you might have to pay that subsidy back. Last year, in February of 2019, I got laid off from my job, and so I was suddenly trying to figure out how to deal with unemployment and health insurance while job searching and just all of these different things while I was basically crying all of the time. And this was something that I definitely did not notice when I was signing up for health insurance. So if you're getting like a $300 subsidy a month for 5 months, that's $1,500 that you're gonna have to pay back. You don't always have to pay the subsidy back. What ends up happening is if you get another job at some point during the year and you make above the poverty level, you will have to pay back the subsidy on a sliding scale depending on what your income for 2020 turns out to be. In 2020, the poverty level for a single individual is a yearly income of $12,760. If you end up earning 400% of that, so 12,760 times 4, which is, I have to check my notes because I wrote it down because math and I are not friends, that is $51,040. So if you end up making $51,040 in 2020, you will have to pay back the entire amount of the subsidy that you received. That is obviously the maximum, but if you earn 200% of the poverty level, which is taking that $12,760 and multiplying it by 2, you do have to pay back some. And then if you earn 300% of the poverty level, which is, I also made a note of that, $38,280, you will end up having to pay back a max of $1,300. And you'll find out this information when you're doing your 2021 taxes and you have to input the amount of subsidy you received as well as your total income for 2020, and it will tell you that you owe this money back, and it'll deduct it from your refund, and then you might have to pay beyond that. It's definitely something that's good to know so you're not getting a surprise bill next year. If your income is below those levels, on one hand, that sucks. On the other hand, you don't really have to worry about paying the subsidy back then. In my situation, what ended up happening was I got laid off from my job, and then I started freelancing, and then I got a contract position that did not pay benefits. So I was continuing to use the Healthcare.gov Marketplace insurance that I had signed up for, and I contacted them to update my income to try to get the subsidy removed once I found out that, you have to pay that back. But it never seemed to go through. It was kind of a mess. My income showed as updated, but it never subtracted the subsidy. So I just, with each paycheck, I was putting money aside so that I was prepared for when tax season came around. But yeah, this is definitely something I think a lot of people don't know. Because when I was Googling to try to find the answer to this question, it was difficult to even find that. So yeah, stay safe, everybody, and good luck. I hope anyone who sees this is doing okay, and you're not watching this video because you're in a bad situation. So, okay, bye.